Okay, the Renegade is a fly that was developed or created by Taylor Williams of Sun Valley, Idaho. He worked on this fly and developed this fly back in 1939. It's a fly that was used extensively by Ernest Hemingway. In small sizes, it looks like a midge or a midge cluster. In larger sizes, it can be fished as a dry fly, an attractor, or it can be fished as an emerger. Okay, I'm going to tie the Renegade in a size 14. In the vise, I have a Tiemco 100, size 14. For thread, I'm going to be using a Vivas 12-aught. I'm going to start my thread on a point on the shank right above the point, and I'm going to lay a base of thread down the bin. We'll go down about halfway down the bin and come back. This will become our tag, or kind of an attractor. For the tag, I'm going to be using a holograph tinsel in gold, medium. Okay, in order to provide a little strength and keep the tinsel from sliding, I'm going to put on just a tad bit of head cement. And then I'm going to bring my tinsel forward. I'm going to bring it forward to the point on the shank here, just a little bit in front of the actual point of the hook. Tie it off. And I'm going to fold it back towards your ear and run a couple wraps over the top of it to really keep it in place. And to make sure it doesn't move, again, we're going to put in a half hitch. Okay, this pattern is what we sometimes call a fore and aft, which means we have hackle at both ends. In the rear, we're going to be using a brown hackle or a dun furnace hackle. Not a dun, but a furnace. This is size to the hook, so this is a size 14 hackle. I'm going to prepare it by peeling off some of the barbs on both sides of the stem in order to have the hackle wind around the hook evenly, and we don't have any barbules sticking out the back, giving it a little bit of a tail. Okay, I'm going to tie this in with the dull side up. And I'm going to tie it in until I get to a point about right above the barb of the hook. Okay, then I'll come forward. And if you'll notice, there's a little bit of stem there that has no barbules on it. That's going to keep that from being wild in the back, give me just a little bit smoother look. Okay, I've brought the thread all the way to the front, and from then I'm going to add some peacock herring for the body. I'm going to use about 6 pieces of peacock herring. Again, if you're making a smaller fly, you can use fewer. Bigger fly, you would use more. I clipped off the weak tips, and I'm going to tie it in. And we've got some shank there showing. I want that showing in order to have a place to put in our front hackle. Okay, I'm going to wind this all the way down to a point between the point and the barb. Then I'm going to bring it forward And I'm going to make one just soft wrap, not all the way around, over the peacock herald. This will keep it out of my way as I wrap the back hackle. And back here I'm going to make about 4 wraps. And this peacock herald also keeps this in place for me a little bit. It doesn't go too far forward. Unwrap the thread, bring the peacock herald straight up, and this 5th wrap of hackle I'm going to bring in front of the peacock herald. This will give me a nice body right up tight against the hackle. Okay, we'll clip off our hackle. Nice half hitch. And I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to wind it back so it's right at the base of the peacock herald. I'm going to use my thread as kind of to have leverage on the hackle to try to keep it together, keep it from splitting. So I'll make my first wrap behind, and as I wrap forward, my thread will come forward. Okay, we want to give ourselves plenty of room to put in our front hackle. We'll tie it off. And we'll clip off. One more half hitch. Okay, now we're ready to put in the front hackle, which is the white hackle. Again, this is a size to the hook, size 14. And again, we're going to prepare it by pulling some barbules off of both sides until we have something that looks like that. Now, most of the time when we tie a soft or dry fly, we want the barbules concave forward. This is such good hackle, I don't think it really makes a lot of difference. Now I'm going to wind it on here and get a little potluck whichever way it comes. And I'm going to lay a little base so our hackle doesn't slide forward. And again, I'm going to put my thread right there at the base of the hackle. Make 4 wraps here. And we'll bring our thread right up next to the stem. Bring them both over at the same time and try not to trap too many of the barbules. Okay, we'll tie it off. And then we're going to lay our plier, our scissors right on top of the eye and clip off our hackle. And just to make sure that nothing comes loose, as I finish this up, I'm putting another half hitch. Okay. Kind of trim this up a little bit, but it looks like it's in fairly good shape. Put a couple more half hitches in here Force these hackles back just a little bit. And we're looking pretty good. And let's go with our half hitch tool one more time. Okay, let's clip off our thread. And we'll put just a little bit of head cement to hold everything in place. And we've got just one little straggler there I can see. Okay, and then there we have the Renegade.